Good afternoon. And we are approaching Christmas now. Hence, I'm dressed in bright red. So I'll just wait for a minute to see others log in. And then we'll get started. As the title and as the creative said, today I'm going to talk about bioenzymes, organic fertilizers, pesticides, which you can make at home very conveniently, very easily. And try and do away with all harsh chemicals which not only harm our environment but are actually very harmful to us. Do let me know as you log on and leave a comment in the comment box. And if there are any questions, any queries, I'll be happy to take them towards the end. So, going right into the session now, uh, what are bioenzymes? Any guesses or anything? As the name suggests, uh, it's a product which uses good bacteria to digest waste, stains, malodors, malodors meaning bad odors. It's a multi-purpose cleaner and it's a great plant fertilizer too. And how do you make them? It's also called waste enzyme. Waste because we use waste matter to make these enzymes. Uh, Waste matter as in peels. You can use discarded flowers. You can use almost anything to make these enzymes. And each enzyme has a different purpose. Uh, End purpose is the same. The citrus enzymes that we make, citrus meaning those that we use or make from orange peels, lemon peels, lime peels, they are the citrus peels. They have a very nice fragrance, so they are excellent as home cleaners. And the after smell or the odor is very pleasant. Banana peels, you can eat the banana, but don't throw away those peels. Collect them and make a bioenzyme. It's a great fertilizer. Onions bring tears to eyes, but they are a source of immense joy to a gardener, especially the peels. Peeling onions bring tears to eyes, but these peels, if stored, can bring joy and smiles to our homes and faces. How? You can make fertilizers out of them. That I'll talk in the fertilizer section, not in the bioenzyme, because onion peels we don't use as bioenzymes. So, what are they made from? As I just mentioned, that they're called waste enzymes. So, they're made from peels or waste part of the fruit and vegetables or the flowers that have been discarded after puja. The rose flowers or the marigold flowers or even the chrysanthemum flowers which adorn your drawing rooms or your gardens. And they are a great pesticide too. Yes, you heard me right. Bioenzymes are great pesticides. They take some time to be ready, roughly 2 to 3 months. However, the process can be speeded up a bit, but let nature takes its own course. That's what I would advise. So, why should you make bioenzymes? Again, any guesses? Anyone? You could just write in the comment box. They are natural and they are environment friendly. The use of chemicals such as cleaning liquids, they harm us in every way. For example, if I were to name any toilet cleaner, I were to name any dishwashing liquid or any laundry detergent, they're all made from harsh, harmful chemicals. They contaminate our water, our soil, the groundwater, our rivers, our lakes. On the other hand, bioenzymes help in protecting these natural resources. They are fermented over a period of time, hence, they develop that good bacteria, which helps in breaking down all these, or they digest the waste, as I mentioned, right at the beginning of my session. And that's how they are beneficial for our environment and our homes in every way. The after use water is extremely beneficial, that you can very easily use to water plants. And most of all, it's easy and light on the pocket too. We all consume oranges, we all consume lemons, we all consume bananas, and so many other fruit, papaya. We all offer flowers to our gods for puja, or we just decorate our homes. Even if we are not doing puja, Diwali just went by about a month ago, and we had hordes of marigold flowers. We decorated our homes, and we used lots of rose petals as well. Well, don't throw them away. Composting is a great way, no doubt, but you can divide. You can make the bioenzyme. Some you can use in your compost as well, because bioenzyme uses a very small quantity. Now, how to make them? That's what I'm going to demonstrate. It's very simple, uh, and I'll just show you. This is a bottle which is in process. This is lemon. This is orange. This is partly done. This is ready. This is banana peel. You can see the peels settled at the bottom. And you must be wondering what this white is. These are labels. It's extremely important to label your bottles so that you know when did you start. Usually it takes 2 to 3 months for these bioenzymes to be ready. So you know when you have started your batch and when it is going to be ready. And once it's ready, you know how much you need to keep making at regular intervals so that you have a regular supply of these bioenzymes. Now, the simplest formula is 1 is to 3 is to 10. And what is this 1 is to 3 is to 10? We have one part of good or jaggery. Winter time, we all have it. 3 parts of whatever peels you want. Peels or flowers equal. This is by weight I'm talking. So here I had about 100 grams of good. This is about 300 grams of lemon peels. And 10 times water is about a liter. So this is the simple formula. And how do we do it? I recommend use of these bottles. Yes, being an environmentalist, conscious person, you may wonder why plastic bottles. But these are the most suitable. So despite after having consumed whatever is inside, or you can get them from a friend who does that if you don't consume them, like I don't. So I got these from a friend. I use these because these are sturdy. We cannot use glass bottles because there is production of gas, and that gas might make that glass bottle burst because it does not have flexibility. Whereas this is soft, this has flexibility. And I prefer the ones which have these ridges so that there is space for expansion. And I would recommend using a larger size bottle than the quantity of water and peels that you are going to use combined. So this is about a 2 liter bottle where I'm going to use 100 grams of gourd, 300 grams of lemon peel, and 1 liter of water so that there is space at the top for releasing gas. I'll just, because with time, if you see, this is one I cannot press. This is very hard because this has gas. The moment you open this, there is going to be a hissing sound of the gas being released. On the other hand, if you see this, this is soft. This I can still press because the gas has already been released. So how do we do it? Simple. You just chop the peels and shove them through this narrow mouth. Yes, it's a slightly cumbersome process, but all worth it. Why narrow mouth? Because to release the gas will be easier. If you have a wide mouth bottle, the moment you open the lid a little, it's going to rush out like a volcano. So just add these peels, just add the entire quantity of gourd, shove it through. I'm not adding the entire one because I'd just like to demonstrate, and use a funnel and pour the water into it. Set the quantities. Now, if you want to If you have smaller bottles like I have here, bananas are not eaten too frequently. So this one I'm going to use for bananas. So this is a bowl full of bananas. Now these are blackened peels. You'll wonder why blackened peels, because in a day about just one or two bananas are consumed. So you collect them, put them in the fridge. Don't keep them outside as they will attract flies and mosquitoes, which is not very advisable. Until the time you have the requisite quantity, you can keep collecting. And this is a smaller bottle, so I'll make a smaller quantity of bioenzyme in this. Just reduce it proportionately. So here I have about 50 grams of gur, 150 grams of banana peels, and just about half a liter of water. So this is not a half-liter bottle, a slightly bigger bottle than a half-liter bottle. Always remember that your bottle size should be slightly bigger than the total quantity that you are going to use. And the process is the same. You can make papaya peels. You can use papaya peels the same way you can use marigold flowers. You can use rose petals. Now, coming to the uses, the citrus ones are the most, I would say, pleasing to use, the marigold ones and the rose petal ones. The rose petal ones, the bioenzyme made of rose petals, you can use them in your shower as well. Yes, you can use them in your shower. It is very healthy. The citrus ones, use them for mopping your house, cleaning your toilets, cleaning your wash basins, cleaning your utensils. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a replacement for the cleaners. You have to mix them in cleaners to enhance the experience. You can go ahead and experiment as well. There's nothing stopping you. But you can use them in your laundry, in your washing machines. You can pre soak your clothes and it will help. So, the minimum time that we recommend is about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, coming to the dilution, how to use them, you just have to use a very small quantity of them to use them as fertilizer. The various uses that you are going to, various ways that you're going to use it, the quantity will vary upon that. So if you're using it as a plant fertilizer and you're adding to soil, so it's about 1 is to 50. So whatever quantity of bioenzyme, 50 times the quantity of water, you just add a little bit to the soil. You can add it on a weekly basis or you can add it 7 to 10 days. It's perfectly safe to use. You can even use it as a foliar spray. Just catch hold of any spray bottle like these, add a little of bioenzyme, top it up with water, and spray it on the plants. Foliar sprays are great for plant growth and as pest repellents. So you have a double whammy, two in one. You can prevent pests and you can enhance the growth. And banana peel fertilizers are great for plants, for flowering plants especially, and those with colorful foliage. However, any pesticide or any organic fertilizer that you use, uh, they can be used interchangeably. For example, marigold flowers, they are a great pesticide, yet they are a great fertilizer too. So this is more about the banana peels and the citrus peels and the marigold and the chrysanthemums. Yes, chrysanthemum bioenzyme can also be made, rose petals also, and experiment a little. Do go further. Try out. Somebody asked me a question when I put up a video on my YouTube channel about pomegranate peels. Yes, you can make out of pomegranate peels as well. Now, just make sure that you're not mixing up too many varieties of peels. You can, there's nothing stopping you, but then you won't really know which purpose to use it for, the mixed ones. Uh, One word of caution, do not make bioenzyme with garlic peels or onion peels. For the simple reason, they will not ferment the way the other peels do because they are dry. They do not have the quantity of water that a peel should have. A peel should always be slightly moist or wet for it to be able to ferment. So make sure that the peels that you're putting away, that's another reason why I said when you're collecting your peels, put them in the refrigerator. If you noticed, of course, I'm not consuming so many lemons in 1 day, 2 days. These have been collected over a week. But if you notice, they're all soft. They still have their moisture. Dried peels will not give you that result as it should. So do not use dry peels for it. So here I'll just open it a little. I don't know if the camera will catch the sound. It's a very mild sound, and you can see some bubbles rising to the top. That's how the gas is released. Now, initially, you might have to release the gas once, twice, or thrice a day, depending on the weather. In the summer months, sometimes it's twice a day or thrice a day. In the winter months, it will go down. In summer months, the gas production is much more, so it can continue for 15 days, 20 days. It can even go up to a month. So don't be scared or don't get worried that you're doing something wrong. In the winter months, it may be as less as a week. This one that I put was on 5th of December, and the gas production is almost down to nil. Now, how do you know that a bioenzyme is ready? The peels will start settling at the bottom, and the liquid will start becoming clear, like as in this. So it was highly opaque initially when I started this. The peels are all settled at the bottom. And how do we use it? Just let the peels settle down. Take a funnel like this and just strain it. Don't shake it too much. You can put it in a piece of cloth. If you don't want any of the pulp, I would advise don't use any of the pulp and just strain it and use it. And what do you do with the pulp? The pulp can very easily go to your compost bin. So there's nothing left out of it, or you can even use it to start your new batch. It will hasten up the process. I've had questions like, can we use yeast for fermenting? Yes, you can. Just add a teaspoon to a bottle of one big bottle of bioenzyme. If it's a smaller bottle, reduce the quantity. What is the purpose of yeast? Yeast will help in fermentation faster. Yeast is a fermenting agent. So it will hasten up the process. Where your bioenzyme takes 2 to 3 months, it might be ready in 1 to 1.5 months. So go ahead, experiment, and do make those choices. Moving on next, we have the organic fertilizers. Our kitchen is a treasure house of organic fertilizers. This is something which was handed down to us, but we have forgotten over the years. So I'm just going to list out a few organic fertilizers. If you're doing home composting, say in the plastic bucket or in the smart bins or the trust basket or those composters, they have a tap at the bottom where the leachate flows out. That's called the smart brew. That's a liquid, pretty much similar in color. That's a great fertilizer for your plants if you can collect it. So do get into home composting. One, you are missing out on the liquid gold or the manure, the black gold for your plants. So don't throw that away. Next is sour curd. Sour curd is a pesticide as well as a fertilizer. So I'll take that up when we are dealing with pesticides. Bioenzymes, we've just had an exhaustive talk on it, how it's a great fertilizer. So we've counted almost 7, 8 of them: the onion peel, garlic peel, banana peel, lemon, orange. You can even mix the citrus ones, lemon, orange, lime, and then make a mixed fertilizer. We have the marigold, we have the chrysanthemum, and we have the rose petals. So ample bioenzymes, the papaya or the pomegranate. Now, some fruit which has got spoiled, that can also be used for a bioenzyme. But don't use fresh fruit. That's meant to for human consumption. We should only use the waste. Next is every day we do make our dals, our rice. We wash them well. Don't throw away that water. That water is a great fertilizer for our plants. I've emphasized that in my earlier sessions as well. I'm emphasizing again. Please do not throw away that water. It's precious fertilizer for your plants. Next is the onion peel. Yes, I wish I could see the reactions. Sounds a bit contradictory. No, it's not. So, what I said was that onion peels and garlic peels are not good for bioenzyme, but they are great as fertilizers. We don't need to ferment them. Just take a handful of the dry onion peels. If it's a handful, just add 1 liter of water in any container. You can take a wide mouth container, you can take a glass container because there will be no gas production. Just leave it for about 24 hours. That colorless water will take the color of the peels. It'll turn brownish pink. Next day, just strain it and add it directly to your plants. No dilution required because it's not a strong fertilizer. And you can add it every 7 to 10 days. So don't throw away those onion peels and garlic peels. Garlic peels work similarly. You can use both. Then we have the banana peel water. So somebody who does not have the patience to wait for 2 to 3 months to get the results, or somebody who does not want to collect so many peels, whatever peels you collect, again chop them, fill them up with water, keep them for a day, but banana peels keep a little longer, 2 to 3 days, strain them and add that water to the plants. You can keep alternating between these various kinds of water so that your plants get all the nutrition. They are all a good source of phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, nitrogen, everything. You name it, and they have it. So we've talked about fertilizers, we've talked about the smart brew, we've talked about the bioenzyme, we've talked about the dal and rice water, we've talked about the onion peel water, we've talked about the banana peel water, and another important fertilizer is the sarso and neem khali water. Now this is a bit stinky and messy, so those who are adventurous, please go ahead and try. For those who are a little hesitant and not really into gardening, I would not advise it. And those who do not have too much of space, because this should be ideally done in the open, because the moment you leave it to ferment it for 2, 3 days, it starts stinking. And then it has to be diluted with water and then given to the plants, and that too very carefully. So, those of you interested can connect one on one, and I can explain to them in detail about the sarso and neem khali water. Last but not the least, we come to the organic pesticides. Every now and then, I'm faced with queries, people saying that we face a pest attack, we are fed up with pests, and what to do. माली नहीं सुनता है, आप दवाई ला दीजिए, दवाई छिड़क दीजिए. How do we take care of them? You'll be surprised in the past 15 years, I've had no chemical fertilizers, no pesticides, no insecticides, no fungicides in my home. For the simple reason, what cannot be consumed should not be brought into the home. And something that is harmful or something that can be poison should not be brought into the home. So here began my journey on exploring what are the natural or the organic pesticides or the insecticides which I can use in my home. So one very easy one is the sour curd, which I had just mentioned a little while ago. So just leave the curd outside and you'll notice certain bubbles in it and smelling very, very sour. Just strain it, dilute it with water, and spray it onto your plants. Now, remember, whenever we spray these organic insecticides or pesticides, spray them towards the evening, not in the morning or afternoon. They can burn the plants, even in the winter. And the plus point of these organic homemade fertilizers and the pesticides is that even in large quantities, they do not have a tendency to harm the plants too much. So even if you've made a mistake in dilution, they will not harm your plants as the chemical ones. So sour curd is one great one. Next time you have leftover dahi, don't throw it away. If it's formed a scum on the surface, don't throw it away. Just add a lot of water to it, dilute it, make it thin, watery consistency, and spray it onto your plants as a foliar spray. You can add it to the soil too. Next is the chili garlic spray. Yes, chilies and garlic we use for cooking. It's a great pesticide. Just make a chutney or a paste. Uh, there are no fixed quantities. You'll have to just use your diligence. Say you're just taking about 15, 20 cloves of garlic. You just take about 4 or 5 chilies because chilies are very sharp. Just grind them in the mixie. Remember to cover your nose, else you'll be sneezing and you'll have everyone sneezing in the house. So once that paste is made, dilute it in water to make it slightly runny. Put it in a glass jar, and depending upon how much time you have, you can leave it for 24 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours. Strain it, dilute it again, and spray it onto the plants. It's a great pest repellent. Next is you can make out of bioenzymes. We've already talked about that. Then we have the neem water. Neem is one tree which is a fantastic, fantastic tree and has So many uses, I cannot stop talking about it. But here we are talking just about the pesticide using neem leaves. So just take a few neem leaves, uh, boil them in a pan with water, strain that water, and this water will not go bad, so you can store it as well. And use this water to spray on your plants. Neem water works great. And this I'm talking from personal experience. Then we have another one where you combine 4 to 5 things and boil them and make a pesticide. This is a slightly stronger one because there are some pests which are very difficult to do away with. So for that you use crushed garlic, marigold flower. Yes, marigold flowers I mentioned earlier also is a great pest repellent. Haldi or turmeric, tobacco leaves. Now if you can't find tobacco leaves, just send your driver or staff to the pan shop and ask him to get a bundle of BD. BD is made from tobacco leaves. But don't fret or don't worry if you can't get that. These 3, 4 things are also good enough. So I said neem leaves, crushed garlic, marigold flower, haldi or turmeric, and lastly, tobacco leaves or BD. If any of the ingredient is missing, no worries. You can use the rest. Just put them in a pan or a patila, boil them with ample water, strain it and keep it. And this does not go bad even for a month, 2 months, 3 months if it's boiled well. Just strain it and use it. Another great pesticide is apple cider vinegar. So if you have any bottle of apple cider vinegar which has gone beyond the expiry date, please don't throw it away. Use it as a pest repellent. Just about a tablespoon to a liter of water. That is good enough and a great pest repellent. So this is about organic pesticides. And as you see, these are all very easy to make. So why should you depend upon harmful chemicals, or why should you depend upon the malathions or the other harmful medicines or plant medicines or pesticides to bring them in your home to do away with pests when you can manage them well? How frequently should you spray these? You can, depending upon how severe the pest attack is, it can be 3 to 4 days or week to 10 days. Now, prevention is always better than cure. So, these pesticides do not harm your plants. I would recommend you spray these onto your plants once in 10 to 15 days so that pests do not attack them in the first place. Because driving them away is very difficult, but prevention is always easier. That would be my takeaway or good mantra for today. So that's all from now. For now, from my side, I'll just go through the comment box and I'd like to see if anybody has any. So, hi Swati, good to see you. Hi Poonam, good to see you again. Uh, thank you, Jatinder Pasija ji. Thank you, Swati, for the nice comments. Kalpana ji, thank you very much. So, in case you have any more queries, I'm available, and you can also go through my YouTube channel. It's by my name, Amita Bhuvania. So, all these recordings are available on Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel for later on. And you can send me a message through them, or you can leave a message here. These recordings I will have access to them. So, I'll be there to answer your queries. Hello, Kalpana ji. Always nice to see you. You are a great plant lover too. Swati is another great plant lover who's developed it very well. And thanks, Poonam. Thanks for attending. Poonam's got a very nice garden too. Hello, Savita ji. So, any questions or any doubts or anything? But please don't stop here. Do take those few steps and get started. Don't be sitting on the fence. Let this be the turning point to get into bioenzymes. And trust me, there'll be no looking back. And there are no failures. There are only experiments. So keep trying. And I'm sure you will not go wrong because this is no rocket science. This is the simplest thing that you can do. And even if you are slightly unaware of the quantities, just get a simple weighing scale. But trust me, even if you don't have a weighing scale, you can do it. We women have a very sharp sense of understanding quantities, and you can really not go wrong. Even if the good is a little more, it's always better. If it's a little less, it won't get spoiled. Many times you might observe on the top layer, there might be a little fungal layer. Just give it a nice shake, just turn it upside down, and it'll settle on its own. Nature is very forgiving, and nature has solutions for everything. We seem to have forgotten them. We seem to have put them into the background. It's time to connect ourselves with nature again and get back to our roots. So, thank you everyone for joining in. It's been great, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. Do drop in what you would like me to talk on next. So, that's all from now. Bye bye.